never mind what people tell you, you need to go and learn on your own. That's why we have to keep these viable institutions going so that people can grow in their abilities to understand that your culture is rich. And we're at a time now where at the federal level of government, they don't think this is so important. They're actually even trying to take down some historical pieces. But that's not going to work either, because we are in a position where we can stabilize the history that we have. And I know that for the Heritage Quarter in Buffalo, I've seen the growth of it. And while this is a really nice new museum that demonstrates our history in the Heritage Quarter in Buffalo, we literally have period pieces that are history. And so rather than necessarily needing to build a museum, these pieces are museums. And when they're put into the kind of framework that allows people to go into them and see them firsthand, it's just amazing what the opportunities are. So I'm not going to explain to you all what those pieces are in the Heritage Quarter, because we do have Jerry Alford here, and he at some point will be talking more at length about that. But what I think is critically important is that the state of New York understands that tourism, and particularly tourism around people of color's history, is broad. And there are a lot of opportunities for hotels to be used, restaurants to be attended to. This is a money opportunity that helps people understand, go get your history. And when you get there, there are going to be some people who will help you find a place to stay, help you find something to eat, and find other ways to recreate. So I really want to congratulate Sarah Capon on the work that she does here at this museum, and I certainly want to congratulate Terry Alford on the work that he does for the Heritage Quarter. And know that I'm going to put in the work that it takes to help make sure that these things are stabilized and that they grow. Because it's not like we can stop right here and learn our history. We still got a long way to go.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Sarah. So, first of all, Councilman, Assemblyman, Mayor, and of course, Majority Leader, thank you for allowing us to come out and being a part of this great event, this great activity this morning. Right now it's Love Fest on the Majority Leader, and just a little bit on the Majority Leader. I've started calling her, hopefully you don't mind me saying this, she is the mother of our Heritage Corridor. And if I can expand on that now, she's now the queen mother of the regional heritage, in terms of African American storytelling and history and heritage and all that. So thank you, Majority Leader. So since we're throwing all the flowers at you, let me continue, right? So as the Majority Leader mentioned earlier, we at the Heritage Corridor, if you walk in, we are a compendium of history that's emblematic of 4 historic structures. In 2007, this woman here, who like myself is a product of the community, right from the community, the historic neighborhoods that connect to Michigan Street, taking a term from Fannie Lou Hamer, she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. In 2007, she was tired of seeing things being knocked down in a Heritage Corridor without anything being replaced after many promises. And as a result, the community became very cynical, and they remain so because of that, right? It was because of her leadership in 2007 in introducing this legislation, the Heritage Corridor, in effect, was created. And in effect, the commission that I represented was created. And one of our board members, Dr. Lillian Williams, and you get around, I see, she's a prominent board member of the original board member, right? So the Majority Leader created this legislation just basically to protect the history and heritage that was represented by then 3 historic places. The Michigan Street Baptist Church, which is one of the last stations of the Underground Railroad. The Reverend Andrew Nash House, now museum, which served as the home of the longest serving pastor of that church. 62 years he was at that church, where he and his wife Frances raised a son, Jesse, who later went on to become a prominent professor at Canisius University, right? But they were movers and shakers, okay, in the community at that time. It, of course, includes the Historic Colored Musicians Club and now Jazz Museum. I'm not going to talk about that and all the people that came through there. I could be up here for hours on end talking about that. And of course, now we include Waffle Radio, which was founded in another part of the city of Buffalo in 1961, but moved into the quarter at the invite of the majority leader about 2013, I believe it was, right? And they become a very iconic place as well. That's where Sheila Brown, CEO President, created and developed the Black Radio History Collective. So these are places when you walk in the corridor, you see all the great things, the capital construction that's going on right now with those 4 places. And I'm happy to say they're finally finishing the first phase of that capital project. We are now starting the second phase of that capital that's now allowing us to actually purchase properties. We now own 95% of 2 city blocks in this corridor. So as when you come to the corridor, you just don't see that iconic archway now. You look around and we're creating a commemorative, historic park, okay, right in that corridor. Now, the majority leader mentioned earlier all the great things that's happening. This would not work. It wasn't for her leadership, but more importantly, it wasn't from the synergy that was created because of the start in 2007 from the folks right from the community. It takes a village. And as Sarah eloquently said, we are all being attacked. Our histories, in particular African American history and storytelling, is under attack, okay? Funding has been compromised. And right now in the corridor, we stand to lose close to $400,000 in federal funding that was there and promised for the good of the community to promote entrepreneurship, for instance, not just storytelling. So we're looking to turn this neighborhood back around to the vibrant community and destination it once was at the turn of the 20th century, where you can raise a family, worship, play, get entertained, right? We're trying to rekindle that spirit. But when you have these forces that are against you, it takes this kind of leadership to work with the community and work with groups and organizations like ours to keep those stories alive. I like to say, I'm looking at Dr. Lillian, the African American history is truly an American history. One of my favorite places besides my destination, besides the community I come from, besides my beloved corridor, is this space here that you're sitting in now. So without this advocacy, this championing of our storytelling, our heritage, we won't be. And it's so great to hear the majority leader start off by saying she's going to continue to fight. I keep hearing brass knuckles, right? Well, she's got boxing gloves. That's Muhammad Ali right there, right? So again, thank you for having us. I look forward to collaborating more with Allie and the team, Sarah and the team here. We're quite excited with the possibilities of heritage tourism in the region to really not just becoming mainstays of storytelling, but economic development and community development. Thank you.
So I just want to mention a few other people. One of them is Kevin Cottrell, who is a resident of Niagara Falls. He put in a lot of work to help me create all of what happened in the Heritage Corridor. And I certainly want to honor Speaker Carl Hasty, because if it's not for him saying yes, I would not be able to be here and to announce that both the Underground Railroad and the Heritage Corridor are going to receive $200,000 each to continue. I said this earlier, and I want to give some credit to the great governor of our state too, Kathy Hochul. But I also want to say that, this is not the end. In spite of what some people at different levels of government think. This is the beginning. And it has such an exciting beginning that not only will the numbers of resources grow that we will find for these fine institutions, but the number of people who attend them and the number of children who have the opportunity will grow as well. So thank you all for being here today, and $200,000 for my beloved Heritage Corridor.